Our thanks to Rena for that report. And for more, I want to bring in Jeanne Allen. She's the founder and CEO of the Center for Education Reform, which advocates for more choices for students, including charter schools. Jeanne, thanks so much for your time this Friday. And I wanted to start here because we got some stats from the Learning Policy Institute. It estimates that there are more than 45,000 unfilled teacher posts across the country. I'm curious, what's the crux of those vacancies, in your opinion?
Well, Alex, the crux of those vacancies isn't that there's not enough pay, and it isn't that teachers just don't want to teach or that we don't have enough people. The crux is it's a structural problem. It's an issue for the way people live today. Some people want to be in a classroom a couple of days a week. Our teachers want to be the entrepreneurs that we see in every other sector. We have public school teachers across the country leaving traditional public schools, starting their own schools. This is where you're seeing the rise in micro schools. We see private schools expanding. In fact, I know you've talked about it, under enrollment in this show. Under-enrolling schools isn't just because kids are leaving those schools, they're going to something better. And so the crux of the problem is we have to give teachers more autonomy to start their own schools, lead in a way that may be different, have different kinds of people allowed into the classroom. We should be treating education as the marketplace it is and allowing people to dive in at their personalized needs, not just it's 9 to 5 or 9 to 3, 5 days a week. This is all you do. We have to treat them as the entrepreneurs they deserve to be.
Well, and you've talked about this need for autonomy, also the need for the ability to innovate. But how do you balance that with education standards here? Because certainly there will be parents that say that, look, yes, maybe we can try this method for a bit, but maybe it's not proven. So how do you balance that?
Well, they balance it because they can evaluate whether or not the school's doing good. Look, if you look at the best public, private, and charter schools in the country, one of the things that is their complete through line is that independence for teachers. And what that independence brings is they help pick and choose their own programs and solutions. Let's say the school is a school focused on the core back to basics, or it's an environmental studies school, or it's a forest school. All of those teachers have something to offer to develop the program, and that's what parents are dying for. Parents are voting with their feet. They're taking dollars that are following their kids in many states through vouchers and scholarships and charters, and they're picking schools where the teachers are so alive and so excited, and the teachers on your program even said it, like they don't want to be burned out. They don't want to be doing the same thing day after day. And so the solution, the Learning Policy Institute, isn't the right solution. The solution is opening up the system, creating the opportunity for professionals to be professionals, inviting in experts that know how to do the work, holding them and tying them to high standards, allowing those contracts to be based on performance, not just the fact that you happen to be a teacher with a tenure in a different state.
Well, and you mentioned that parents are voting with their feet, and I do think there's some validity there. But also, like a lot of times, you see parents that say that, oh, this is successful because it's prepared my student for what they believe is the next step, whether it be college, whether it be trade school. And a lot of that is also mandated by how well prepared these students are for those test scores, whether it be ACTs, SATs. But there's a standard there. And so how do you go about ensuring that standard, not just for some of these, if you want to call them options, alternative options, but also in communities that might be underserved or under-resourced?
Well, I wish standards were the issue, but given the proficiency rates on the nation's report card that fewer than 30% of our kids in 4th or 12th grade at any given time can do math, reading, history, civics at a proficient level, add their science, the issue is not that we don't have standards. The issue is we don't have people who have been trained and taught and incentivized to teach what our kids need to know and be able to do to be successful in this life. And look, let's face it, we have a variety of ways to teach students. We know what they need to do. We know the science of reading is critical to a child's ability to succeed. Getting through math in 3rd grade at a proficient level, you have to be able to give people the opportunity to develop those programs, let parents have the options, and have states hold them to those standards.
All right, Jeanne, hey, thank you so much for your time today.